All right, today we're diving into something that sounds, well, kind of impossible. A crypto model that wants to make money without charging transaction fees. I know, right? It goes against everything we think we know. So how on earth does it work? Let's get into it. Okay, let's be real. Who actually likes transaction fees? Nobody. It's that little sting at the end of a purchase, right? That processing fee that just appears out of nowhere. We all hate it, but we've kind of just learned to live with it. We see it as this, necessary evil. But what if it didn't have to be that way?
And this really just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the world we live in now. You buy something and bam, there's a fee tacked on just for the pleasure of spending your own money. But on the right, that's the dream. The price you see is the price you pay, period. And that's exactly what the TSE-X model is shooting for.
So how do you actually bridge that gap? How do you get from the reality to the ideal? Well, it's not about making small changes. It's about completely tearing up the rulebook on how a platform is supposed to make money. This is a whole new way of thinking about how blockchain payments can, and maybe should, work. Okay, so here's a key piece of the puzzle, the facilitator layer. Don't let the jargon throw you off. Just think of it like a universal adapter or a translator. It's the thing that sits in the middle, connecting the super complex world of crypto to the everyday apps and devices we all use. It makes it dead simple for, say, a vending machine or your favorite app to accept a blockchain payment. And right at the core of this whole system is the TSC token. Right, so we've got this facilitator concept down. But that still doesn't answer the big question. How does this token actually get rid of the fees? Well, it turns out the platform gives you two really straightforward ways to use the network. So let's look at your choices. Option 1 is pretty direct. You just use the platform's own TSC tokens to pay for stuff. Do that, and your transaction costs either vanish completely or get seriously slashed. Simple enough, but what if you want to use something more familiar, like a stablecoin? That brings us to option 2. You can totally pay with something like USDC, you just need to be holding a certain minimum amount of TSC tokens in your wallet. And honestly, this is the best way to think about it. It's like a gym membership for transactions, right? You don't pay a fee every single time you pick up a dumbbell. That would be insane. You pay for a membership, and that gives you access to the whole gym. Here, just holding the TSC token is your membership. It's your all-access pass to the network, and it lets you use whatever currency you want for the actual payments. Okay, this sounds amazing for us, the users, but I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking it too. This is where we get to the really clever part of this whole thing, the big aha moment. Yeah, exactly this. If there are no direct fees, how does the platform not just go broke? How does it survive, let alone succeed? It feels like it breaks the first rule of business, right? But the answer is actually really elegant and surprisingly simple. Here's the magic. The platform's success isn't about nickel and diming you on every transaction. It's about growing the whole pie. Think about it. As more and more users and devices jump on board to get these fee-free transactions, what do they all need? They need to hold the TSC token. So the demand for the token goes up, and as the demand goes up, the entire ecosystem gets stronger and more valuable. The platform succeeds because its users are succeeding and participating. It's a win-win. They make money through adoption, not by taking a cut. So what's the bigger picture here? This isn't just some clever economic trick. It's a fundamental vision for what a utility token should actually be. And frankly, it's why this whole idea could be a massive game changer. Let's just tick off the advantages here. You've got no traditional fees, which is huge. There are no sneaky subscriptions or long-term contracts to lock you in. And this is key. It's totally voluntary. If you don't like it anymore, you can just sell your tokens and walk away. But the most important part, everyone is on the same team. The platform's incentives are perfectly aligned with yours. They only do well if you're happy and the network is growing. And this quote really just nails the whole philosophy. The idea is that this token should be a measurable indicator of platform usage and trust rather than a speculative asset. In other words, its value isn't supposed to come from hype or speculation. It's supposed to be a direct reflection of how many people are actually using and trusting the platform. Its value is tied to its usefulness, plain and simple. So, that leaves us with a pretty massive question, doesn't it? If a model like this can actually work, if a platform can thrive by growing its community instead of charging fees, well, that could change everything. It really makes you stop and think, could this be the beginning of the end for transaction fees as we know them?